Hello everyone. In previous video, I had discussed class 9th English Beehive poem 1, The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost, stanzas 2, 3 and 4. In today's video, I'll be discussing question answers of the poem, page number 16, thinking about the poem. Question number 1. Where does the traveler find himself? What problem does he face? Traveler here refers to the poet, right? So, I had told you, while he was passing through a forest, while the poet passing through a forest, he reached a place in the forest where two roads diverged. He reached a place where two roads diverged. And the poet calls it a yellow wood. Yellow wood because it was autumn season. It was autumn and the leaves were falling. What problem does he face? The traveler faces the problem of choosing one road as he could not travel on both the roads. He faces the problem of choosing the one road, or we can say dilemma of making choice. I hope this is clear. Let's move on to the next question. Discuss what these phrases mean to you. We have to discuss the phrases. A yellow wood. Yellow wood we have discussed in our last question too. Since it was autumn and leaves were falling, the wood or the forest had turned yellowish. The forest had turned yellowish in color. Hence, the poet calls it a yellow wood because yellow leaves were scattered all over the ground. Right? Second part, it was grassy and wanted wear. It here refers to the road. The road chosen by the poet was full of grass. And it seemed to him that this road had not been used. For him, it was less traveled road. And he thought this road needed a claim, a traveling by the people. So it was grassy and it wanted wear. Let's move on to the next point. The passing there. The passing there means passing by the people on the road. Right? Passing by the travelers on the road. Let's move on to the next point. Leaves no step had trodden black. The poet found both the roads covered with yellow leaves. We have discussed in the stanza as well that he found both the roads covered with the yellow leaves. And these leaves had not been trodden black by the footsteps of the travelers, by the feet of the travelers. Nobody had walked on these yellow leaves. That's why these leaves were not blackened. It was because no traveler had opted that road. That road looked same. No step had trodden black. Let's move on to the next question. Next point. How way leads on to way. As I have told you by giving your example that you have passed your class 8 and now you have to move to class 9, not to your previous class. Same is with the poet, that when we have made a choice, this choice will take us to next step, not to our starting point. That this phrase means how one decision in our lives makes way to the many other ways. I hope all these points are clear to you. Now let's discuss the next question. Is there any difference between the two roads as the poet describes them in stanza 2 and 3? Is there any difference between the two roads in second and third stanza? In stanza 2 and 3, the poet had to make a choice between the two roads. Both the roads seemed to him equally same, equally green, equally grassy. Both the roads are covered with yellow leaves. It seems that both the roads have not been traveled by any traveler and they are equally grassy. That's why the poet thought that the other road is a better claim for him to be chosen. The poet feels that the other road is a better option for him and he left the first road for some other day. Let's move on to next point. In the last two lines of the poem, in the last two lines, what does the poet mean and what is the reaction, what is the mood of the poet? The poet had to choose one road out of two, so he took the road which was less traveled by, and it was quite grassy. So he thought less number of people has traveled this road. So according to the poet, his choice to walk on this road has made all the difference in his life. That means the choice which he had made many years back has brought all the difference in his life. Now, all the difference means whatever good or whatever bad has happened to his life, this is because of his that choice which he had made many years back. So here in this, poet wants to tells that poet wants to tell that whatever happens to our life, whatever happens in our life is because of our choice. So while we make choice in our life, we need to be very much careful. Now let's move on to next question. What do you think the last two lines of the poem mean? Looking back, does the poet regret his choice or accept it? See, whatever happens in our life is because of our doings, because of our made choice. So it is of no use crying over the split milk. It is of no use we cry for the happenings which have taken place in our life. So same thing is with the poet. He says that whatever has happened in his life is because of his choice. So he does not regret on his made choice. Rather, he has accepted his life, the happenings of the life, and he is ready to move on with the same, because he knows there is no benefit of crying for the same. So he has accepted his reality, his life, his choice. In the next two questions, you have to write your experience. If you had made any choice and what kind of experience you had, or whether you think of your choice after making it. So, in these next two questions, you have to write your experience. So, I leave both these questions for you to do it on your own. I would like to discuss some additional question with you. My first question is, what is the theme of the poem, The Road Not Taken? Theme. Let's discuss the theme. I would like you to note it down that the road not taken deals with the dilemmas that a man faces in life. I want you to note it down. The road not taken deals with the dilemmas that a man faces in life. The two roads serve as a metaphor for the choices we have in life, we make in life. Life throws many alternatives, right? The choice we make in our life has a far reaching consequence. The impact of this choice cannot be foreseen. So, we have to be careful while making choice, because one way leads to the other way. I hope the theme is clear to you. Let's discuss the next question. Which poetic device has the poet used to symbolize choices and opportunities in life, and how? The poet has used metaphor, as I have told you that it is metaphorical. The poet has used metaphor to symbolize choices and opportunities which come one's way in life. The dilemma of deciding to choose from the choices and the consequences thereof. The poet has used the imagery of two roads diverging in the yellow wood. The dilemma, this these two roads expresses the dilemma of choosing. The road less traveled by the poet reflects the tough decision of making an unconventional choice and accepting the challenge of standing out from the crowd. The poet has used metaphor by using road as a symbol of choice, that how the difficult choice is made by choosing one less traveled road to stand away from the crowd. I hope this this symbolism used in the poetry is clear to you. I hope all the questions are clear to you. For your homework task, you have to write the answers of the discussed question in this video. Please do complete your work as we are unable to continue our real classes. So, please cooperate and complete your tasks so that it will be convenient for us to complete the syllabus accordingly. Do complete your work. In our next video, we will be discussing the next topic.